welcome to another episode of Cooking for Life. This morning what we're going to be cooking for you is an amazing alternative to oatmeal. I know that oatmeal is a super easy breakfast option, but a lot of my clients tend to suffer from intestinal bloating, which I can't help but correlate with the oats. So some people just don't digest oats, even gluten-free oats. So we are making a warm quinoa cereal today. We're also going to be using apples because the pectin in apples are amazing at removing toxins from your body. What we're also using in this recipe is walnuts. Walnuts are awesome at keeping you feeling full for longer, which is great when you're looking at something that's good for breakfast. Also, walnuts are awesome for the brain. They have a substance in them that helps to remove amyloid plaque from the brain. So walnuts kind of keeps Alzheimer's and things like that at bay. So we want to have walnuts in our life, generally speaking. So we are going to start by cutting up our apple. You can slice it. I like to cube it. I'm using a sweeter variety of the apple here, but you could use a Granny Smith. And you could use an Oti apple. Like, it doesn't have to be a foreign apple. This is just what I happened to have around the kitchen. And I want you to be comfortable that you can use a lot of these recipes. You can just use what you have on hand. I don't want things to be complicated for you. All right, so apples chopped up. Next, I'm going to chop up my walnuts. Going with about a handful, maybe that's a quarter cup. And I'm going to chop them up. And if you don't like walnuts or have a walnut allergy, you can use almonds, pecans, cashews, any kind of nut. I just love walnuts for a lot of the reasons that I just outlined to you. Great, so we are going to heat up our grill. All right, so coming over to the grill, we're going to add a little bit of coconut oil, just a bit, not even a tablespoon of coconut oil, into which we shall saute our apple. Ooh, hear that sizzle. And while we're sauteing our apple, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon. Cinnamon is great for your blood sugar, for blood sugar stability. Toasty, toasty. So using a little bit of oil, people tend to be afraid of oil, but oil is something that's necessary for your production of hormones, and oil is necessary to keep you feeling full. So we're using a little bit of coconut oil here. Coconut oil is great because it's got caprylic acid, which is an antifungal. Sauteing my apples. And to these sauteed apples, we're going to add our walnuts. Ta-da. And I'm doing this on a grill, but you can do it on a frying pan with a frying pan. To this, I'm going to add a little bit of coconut butter to give it a little bit more of a nutty flavor. Coconut butter is something that's new to me. It's kind of like a peanut butter, like that it should be a spread, but it just is calling to me in this recipe. So I'm thinking it's going to give us a nice binding, moist agent when we add in the quinoa. So I've already cooked the quinoa. The quinoa is cooked similar to rice, equal parts quinoa and water. Ooh, this is looking good. Coming together nicely. All right. Going to add in that quinoa now. So into this quinoa, when it was cooked, we added a little bit of cranberry. And here we are. Now, some people might want this a little bit more moist. So you could add some oat milk, some almond milk, coconut milk. Because I've got it handy, I'm going to add a little bit of oat milk. It's not going to go like a porridge, but it's just going to be a little bit moister. Ta-ta. You could sprinkle a little bit of salt on this. You could sprinkle a little bit of monk fruit or some honey, but I'm gonna go with the natural sweetness of the apples for today. And we are going to plate this baby and enjoy. Warm breakfast quinoa cereal. Quinoa is actually a seed. It's not a grain. So it is pretty high in protein as well. Ta-da! There we are. Look at the steam. Thanks for watching another episode of Cooking for Life, your warm quinoa breakfast cereal.